Hi ma'am, we are here from DLC and today we are going to cover you on member story.
Hi, welcome to our gallery.
Describe yourself in one sentence.
Well, I'm a gallerist and have been one for many years, for 39 years actually.
What inspired you to join the Della Leaders Club?
The Della Leaders Club is open and it's widespread and it has a variety of people, and that's what inspired me.
With DLC, how do you intend to inspire people?
I hope I'll be able to talk to more people and share what my life has been.
What, according to you, makes DLC a unique organization?
I think the way it's structured.
Describe your professional self in a hashtag.
Gallerist from India.
Which city you grew up in?
I've grown up in Chennai.
How would you describe your occupation?
Well, it's fun. It's 24/7. It's never ending. And I'm quite passionate about it. I still love it.
What is the best part about it?
That you meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of interesting people and no 2 days are the same. That's the fun part.
What was your first job?
That's interesting. My first job was teaching children actually. And it was so much fun. It really opened me up. And I love kids. I love people. So it was one of those things that I did just as I finished college.
Who are the key influences in your life?
My mother has been a great influence because I think she kept me going all these years.
What, according to you, is your biggest achievement till date?
The fact that I stayed in business for 39 years. I started it for fun and I didn't know that I would actually be doing it for so many years. And I think that's the achievement, that I converted my passion into a business.
Your role model?
And I think my role models are mixed. I take people from all over and make them into mine.
Who or what is your daily inspiration?
The moment you look at art that makes your heart sing, that inspires you. So I look at a lot of young artists. I look at a lot of very fabulous art. And there's never a dull moment because I'm looking at art that's challenging and then I end up actually trying to work with those artists because that's inspiring. For me, the idea of working with artists who are inspiring is important.
One quote from a book or a movie that has motivated you.
You know, when it's Gandhiji's quote, which talks about when there is a reason, you'll find a way.
3 things nobody knows about you but should.
My secrets? You want me to give away my secrets? That's really naughty of you. But yeah, I work 24/7. I think people think this is a very glamorous job. They don't actually realize how hard the work is. So that's one thing. The second thing is that I travel incessantly. The third thing is I love food and I try to keep far away from the wine and the cheese. So people don't realize that I work very hard at that.
3 things you don't leave your home without.
My phones, my car keys, and my house keys.
3 things that are non-negotiable to you.
My business practices. Okay, that's definitely very important. Also, my team. Third is our standard and our quality of work that we put out. You know, it's me. It reflects me. So I do that. Sometimes I work with artists who have a soul, who I have to help. Sometimes it's artists whose work is fantastic that I want to work with. So these are the things that I'm always working with.
One habit that you want to get rid of.
What is the habit I want to get rid of? My short temper. I aim so high, I work for 10 people, and I expect everybody to be like me. I really need to change that. I need to be more patient, which I'm not.
One secret skill you have.
I negotiate. My skill of negotiation and convincing people. I think that's a skill that I have.
Your biggest pet peeve.
My biggest pet peeve is I don't have 24 hours in a day.
A hobby you want to pick up.
I love gardening, so I'd like to spend more time in my gardens. I have a few gardens and I'd really love to spend more time there.
What is your comfort food?
Idlis.
What does art mean to you?
Well, art is a passion. Art makes things happen and art makes life more exciting.
In terms of art, what is your favorite genre?
I like abstract work.
How do you begin the curatorial process?
With an idea. I look at an idea and then I look at who fits into the idea.
At what point does an artist become a professional artist?
When they begin to succeed. When they actually are able to defend their work and they're able to talk about it.
How has art changed over the last 3 decades?
I think it's become more serious. People are paying more attention to it. There's a more intellectual quotient that's come in. It's become more relevant. It acts as a tool to make people recognize different situations. It's changed a lot. It's changed from being purely decorative to something more meaningful.
Does your gallery exhibit both contemporary and traditional art?
Yes, we do mostly contemporary art, but I also mix traditional works, and I mix the two because I personally collect traditional work. So I'm very happy to mix both of them in different situations. Not always, but in different situations.
How do you determine the value of an artwork?
It's the marketability when you look at the value. Also, it's the joy that people get from it. I talk to people very often and say, buy art because you want to like it and live with it, and not only because you want to resell it.
What impact has the Covet had on the art market, and how are galleries dealing with it?
It's been very good. It's been excellent actually, because people have had time to look at art and understand what it's all about and spend time on it.
What are your thoughts on the internet art market's future?
I think most galleries are doing very well because they've learned to combine the online and the physical. So it's the new hybrid model that's working for everybody.
What are your thoughts on India's present art market?
It's great because then you can reach people all over the world and reach people in a lot of geographical areas without actually having to be there physically.
What are some of the pieces of advice you'd give to an art seller?
To an art seller or a buyer, to an art seller, I'll tell them not to sell their art. But to art buyers, I'll tell them to buy and live with art that they love. Because only that's going to make the value get better. Because the more you love it, the more you can communicate about it.
If you could have superpower, what would it be?
Well, I'd like to be in many places at the same time. That is something I'm always dying to do, my childhood wish.
Your favorite country to live apart from India?
France. I love Paris. That's my most favorite city.
The best life lesson you have learned from your parents?
To keep going and to keep going no matter what.
Favorite childhood memory with your parents?
Going to Ooty for the summer holidays and having to negotiate with my older cousins to take me with them. And they never used to want to take me because I was the youngest of the lot, and they always thought that I would snitch on them about their boyfriends. So my memories are very varied and lovely for those years.
One person in your family whom you won't trust with a secret?
Oh, my mother. She'll tell everybody all the secrets in 1 second. And she'll say, oh, but they already knew it. So yeah, I can't tell my mother any secrets.
According to you, what are the 4 basic blocks of a successful family life?
I think the first thing is discipline, to have a discipline. The second thing is to have a never say die attitude. The third thing is to have a few accounting and business skills. And the fourth and the last thing is to be very clear, transparent, and honest about business. I think that is the most important thing. It's not the last but the least, and it is very important.
Your mantra to maintain a work-life balance?
To not give up, to just keep on at it. Because if you enjoy your work, you'll do it all the time. And that's what I do.
What is your fitness goal?
Oh my God, I want to be a model in my next birth. I can't be this birth. So it is to come down to 65 kilos. I exercise every day, but it's not enough.
Your go-to activity to stay fit?
Walking and trekking. But not like these major treks, the small treks.
Yoga or gym?
Yoga.
What do you do for your mental wellness?
I chat with friends. I find talking to people very nice balance to build an equilibrium, because you realize that you're not alone in everything. Everybody has the similar issues, and that balance of talking to people and being realistic, I think, is very good for mental health.
How do you deal with the blues?
Well, I talk to my friends. I go for a walk, or I go shopping sometimes, which helps a lot.
One environmental cause you're really concerned about?
Water pollution, because I think that's a matter of grave concern.
What is that one thing you think can make things a bit better?
If each of us become tolerant, We were a very tolerant country. I don't know what has happened, but we need to be tolerant of everything and everybody. And I think this is very, very important. And I think if each of us increases our tolerance level, I think the whole world will be a better place.
Are you working on or plan to work on any social concern?
Yes, I would like to work with craftspeople. I'd like to work with the education of craftspeople and the sustainability of craft.
What is your take on combining business with philanthropy?
I think we need it. I think that's the most important thing. This whole idea of CSR is fantastic because one should always plow their profits back into something that will benefit other people.
One humanitarian causes you want to take up in your professional capacity?
I'd like to help artists. I'd like to help young artists, and I'd like to help those who don't have the facilities to be able to study art. I'd like to help them.
When did you realize that you wanted to pursue this career?
I don't know. There was never a moment when I realized. I just flew into it, flowed into the whole thing, and I just stayed with it. It's now 39 years. I've been doing this. I got into it, and then I didn't know, 20 years went by and I didn't know that I was still doing this. So, it was something that just grew on me and time flew.
Which was your first breakthrough project?
I think the most important part and the biggest stepping stone for me was to be able to get a space where I could do exhibitions. And this was right in the beginning of my career when Grindes Bank offered me the gallery to run it as a gallerist. And I learned a lot from that, because that was my initial year of doing this art business. And I learned all the things that I had to learn about the nitty-gritties of how to run the business, from printing catalogs to printing invitations to doing openings to displays. Everything was something that I learned there. And then I used to do internships where I learned a lot more because, I used to intern at museums and things like that, which taught me a lot.
What is your most recent project?
Well, I just did a very nice project which was at the art fair, which I showed the sculptures of this artist called Stephen Cox, and they were very, very spectacular. He works in granite, and we did like a solo of his at the art fair in Delhi.
What has been the 3 biggest high points in your career so far?
I think making the film on Sabawala was definitely a high point. Then doing this fabulous exhibition at the Nehru Center in London was another high point. Then we opened a gallery in New York for a little while. That was a great high point. And doing the Raza retrospective, which was the first retrospective ever, which we did at the Jahangir Art Gallery in Bombay, was another high point. So yeah, there have been a few.
What is your business mantra?
To keep it exciting, to keep it fresh, exciting, and keep it going.
Who has been your key inspirations in this field?
Well, a lot of gallerists from all over the world. A lot of artists have been inspiring, and creative people.
What are the 3 qualities one needs to excel in this business?
I think you have to be open-minded, you have to be extremely creative, and you have to be knowledgeable about aesthetics especially.
What is the best professional advice you have received?
To keep it new and to keep it exciting.
Biggest challenge when starting off in this field?
There are a lot of challenges in starting in this field. One is the knowledge of art. 2 is the ability to stay open-minded. And 3 is the network. The network is very important. Not only the network of artists, the network of clients, the network of people. All this is very important in starting this as a business.
Best learning from failure?
Yes, I've learned a lot from failure because I've never ever had only success. Everything that I've done has failed before it succeeded. So I welcome failure. It's difficult, I know, but when you actually have failure, one has to look at it very objectively. Look at it as a project. Look at it as the step of the project that takes you to the next thing.
The message that you would like to give to our viewers.
Keep it fresh, keep it going, and stay at it.